Hello everyone, my name is Silari Nusemochin and I work with a local organization called HADI. HADI stands for Humanitarian Association of Dynamic Youths, and HADI is one of the implementing partners who are part of the education cluster working in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, where we have a humanitarian crisis. And of course, today I'm here to teach you how to use the 5W templates that we usually use as local partners to report our projects back to the education cluster. Normally we do this monthly. And of course, this video has been approved by the education cluster coordination team and also the education cluster strategic advisory group. And of course, under the education cluster coordination team, we have Roger Buguzi, who is the education cluster coordinator. He also works with UNICEF as an education specialist. Also, we have Adrian Elia Mohima, who is an information management officer, who also works at UNICEF. And lastly, we have Immaculate Nayongo Ikomi, who is also a co-coordinator of education cluster. She also works with Plan International as a specialist in education in emergency. So today, of course, I'll be walking you through the 5W templates that we usually use to report projects. One of the main reasons is to build capacity of partners and also to make information management flow in a more smooth and more accurate manner, such that we reduce some of the challenges that we face from local partners and also within the information or within the database that we receive monthly. Please do pay attention as I take you through this tool. Let's get in there. Let me show you what I mean. So this is our 5W tool. Now this tool has been designed using Excel. Okay, so right here we have two areas of the tool. We have the intro and we have the 5W entry itself. Okay, so to begin with the entry, the intro here, what we are going to see here is that as an implementing partner, you have to come here and fill in the year of reporting. We are in 2024, and then here you fill the month. We are in April. Okay, and you also fill the acronym of the organizations. These are organizations that are working with the education cluster. They are part of the cluster. And then here you put the name of the person who is filling this form. They might want to reach out to the person bilaterally for some adjustments or maybe some mistakes that partner do. And then also the email of the person is important, because these emails are other means of sending feedback. And then also the person's phone number is important. Many times we advise that you put a WhatsApp number, okay, and it should be a local number as well. Now when you come under here, you have other acronyms like who, where, what, for whom, when, and you have their meaning here. Okay, this is another opportunity or another space where you can go through and see other definitions of some key terms. Okay, here you have the HRP, which is Humanitarian Response Plan, and all the acronyms that you have here and their meanings. This is amazing. If you come and you are part of the education cluster, we are going to teach you all these during meetings. Okay, that is if you are a new partner. So right now we are done with the intro. It's a good practice to always come to the intro and try to read more to really find out about this tool. So after we move from intro, we come now to our 5W data entry, where we have this who here. So we are going to try to fill this. So when you have this tool, what you do here is simple. Come to the year of reporting and you choose. We are in 2024, you choose, and then you go to the month. We are in April now, so you just go here and you choose April. Okay, and you come to the reporting organization acronym and you come, let's say you want to choose AMEF, and then here you have, remember that on the drop down you have national NGOs, international organizations, and UN agencies. All of them are right here because all of them are part of the education cluster. Okay, and then when you come here and you choose, the type of organization. It might be government, it might be international NGO, it might be national NGO, it might be private, it might be Red Cross, and so on and so forth. So you choose. So AMEF is a national NGO. And then here it says project owner. The project owner is the organization that has the project. For instance, if AMEF has a project that they want funding, then they are going to put themselves here as a project owner. Okay, but let's say they are partnering with UNICEF or with Plan International or with Norwegian Refugee Council or any other organization. What they are going to do is they are going to come here and put that organization here. Maybe it's a UN agency, they are going to come to this drop down here, or maybe it's World Food Program, they are going to come here, WFP, they are going to come here and choose, okay, and choose, or maybe it's OCHA or whoever, they are going to come here and choose that organization, because it's the organization that is funding. Then that organization will be now the project owner, and then they will come here now and put themselves as implementing partners. Okay, I hope this is clear. And then also they will still come here and then put the donor. Maybe the organization who is the owner of the project might want to tell AMEF to write the name of the donor or give them the name of the donor. Maybe it's ECHO, maybe it's Education Cannot Wait, maybe it's a different fund that we all know who are common in funding education. Then we'll put the name of the donor here, or sometimes you can still put the name of the organization that is funding you right here as the donor. I hope this is clear. So right now we are in the other part of the tool, which says where simply means the location. So here, because we are dealing with Cameroon, under the region here you will find northwest and southwest. And one thing I want you to take note here is that if I choose northwest, automatically it gives me divisions of northwest, you see. And if I choose a division of any division of northwest, it gives me the subdivision of northwest, you see. So all the subdivision are under Boyo division here, and it goes the same for southwest. If I come here and I choose southwest, it automatically gives me names of those regions in the southwest, which is Fako. If I choose Fako, it gives me the division or the subdivision of Fako, which is Boya, Limbe 1, Limbe 2, and so on and so forth. So you have to take note of this. This as well has been developed properly and carefully. Here now we have the neighborhood. Remember, there are lots of neighborhood within these different subdivisions, divisions, and regions. So here you are going to type with your hand manually and tell us or the education cluster where that neighborhood is. And then here it talks about school ID. Some schools are indicated using the arrow. It says select the appropriate IDP CAM where applicable. Okay, so here we might have a school ID from a school that decides to give you a particular ID that represent them. Some schools might have numbers, but mostly what partners do, or what I do as an organization, what I do here, if I put the name of the school, let's say the name of the school is Great Learning. This is just an example, please. Great Learning. Okay, here what I'll do here, I'll simply come here and I choose the first letter G, and then the first letter of the first word and the first letter of the second word, and I choose GL. So this GL will represent this Great Learning here. This also helps us when we're analyzing data. It helps to remove the long statements that we write here and use this for the purpose of easily visualize our data on the dashboard, etc. And then also here it says types of school / learning center is very important. If you come here and choose the locations, we want to know the type of school or learning center. It might be a community school, IDP school, private school, etc., etc. So you come here and choose from this drop down here. And then also we want to know the level of education. It might be formal, it might be non-formal. Okay, non-formal is temporal, where we come in with non-formal activities like recreational games, and also food distribution in schools, or like these are some of the activities that are non-formal. And then we have formal schools now that are areas where we have formal schools that education partners implement. But point of note, education cluster doesn't create school, okay? They only implement where you have already created school. And then here we have level of education. It might be accelerated basic education, adult education, etc., etc. You also come here and you choose. It's very, very important. You have tertiary, you have training centers where you want to know specifically what you are doing on the field. It's very important. And also take note here that you can also come here and also make sure that you read from these columns here to really understand each column as you follow this tool. The next area that we want to look at is the what. With the what here is simple. When you come here, you find the HRP, which is Humanitarian Response Plan. You come here and you choose. There are projects that are funded through this plan. If your project is being funded through this plan, your partner or your funder is going to indicate to you, and then you might choose your Humanitarian Response Plan project. If not, you might choose non-Humanitarian Response Plan project. Okay. And then also here you are going to choose tell us if it is COVID-19 project or if it's non-COVID-19 project. But of course, in every education cluster project, the cluster leads they ensure that they guide each partner on how to implement COVID-19 measures like distancing, washing of hands, wearing of masks, etc. But there are specific projects that are just COVID-19, so you indicate here. If not, you indicate here. And then here you have to write your project title. From your project document, you need to write the title of your project here manually. Here we don't have a drop down. And then here also it says sector / pillar / main output. Now there's something I want you to note here. I want you to take note of something here when it comes to the main pillar of main output, activity, and unit of measurement. For instance, if I come here and I see that children accessing psychosocial support in their schools learning programs, the activity needs to match. For instance, I might say that under the activity here, I might come here and I say that distribution of recreational kits like balls, like handballs, and many other recreational kits that you may know. And one of the reasons or one of the purpose of recreational kits is to boost mental health of children. So it's a psychosocial support activity, so it relates to this output here. And at the same time, because you are dealing with children here, when you come to the unit of measurement, make sure it also matches with the activity, because here you will now say children receiving individual learning. No, you will now come here and say that children benefited from recreational materials. You see now here is very important. So you have to match this unit of measurement with the activity and with the output. It's very important. You see here that these three are matched. Okay, so also if you come here and you don't find any unit of measurement here, and you see that there is something extra from this drop down here, and then you indicate here by putting other. Okay, that's why it says if other specify here. It's very, very important. You might not see it under this drop down. When you specify here, next time that we are sending this tool to partners, we are going to remove it from here and then include it within this data here. Okay, take note of this. So right here we are around a womb which deals with beneficiaries, the persons themselves. Right here you see that it says quantity plan if applicable. Let's say we plan to reach out to 100 children. Here you see that once I put 100 children here, under here it says total beneficiary targeted, it shows 100 as well. Okay, that is how we have created formulas for that. It shows that these are the people you are targeting. Remember, there's a difference between those you have targeted and those you have reached. Let's say we say we want to target 100 and we come here and we reach out to 90 here. Okay, these are the persons or children that we are targeting. So we have indicated here the 100, and then maybe we have reached out to 90. Of course, we can still reach out to 100, okay, or even more. Okay, so whichever way, just know here is indicate those that you are targeting, and then those that you have reached. That's why it says quantity reach delivered if applicable. And then here now you must take note here, you are the one collecting your data in the field, and you have to be able to segregate those data in terms of IDPs, in terms of host population, and then in terms of returnee as well. Now IDP are those who are displaced within a country. Like in Cameroon, you have those children who have left northwest and they have been displaced and come to southwest. Some have gone to other parts of Cameroon. Okay, and displacement is forceful movement. It's not holidays. If you have been displaced, it means you were relaxing and then you heard a gunshot and then there was danger and then you left unwillingly. Okay, that is those that are displaced. And then returnee are those who left in that manner but they have come back home, maybe after there was calm. Those are returnees. And then here you have returnees to those who left out of the country, who were refugees, and then they came in as returnees. So this is where you put those data. It's very, very important. And then here you have the host population, is children who are living, who were born and they're living within that community. Okay, this is important. And if you have any other data that you think that you have to put in there, you put it here as well. So it's very important. And we always advise, make sure that you put 0. If there is no IDP, make sure you put 0. Don't leave it empty. Okay. And there is a quick tip I want to teach you here. There is a difference between 0 and O. Okay, letter O, you have the letter O and you have the figure 0. So I'll be showing you this when we move further. For instance, if I come in here and I put letter O, I'll be showing you this when we move ahead. You see the importance of those two when we move ahead. So this is what we have for this particular data here. Let's move forward. So this is the other area of womb. Now this area is very important, very, very important. Like I said, I just want to show you some quick tip before we continue. For instance, everywhere you see 0 here, there's a formula that has been put in. Okay, there's a formula that I'm put, so you don't need to write anything where you see this 0. Okay, like I said, there's a difference between 0 and O, and 0 is on your keyboard where you have from 1 to 9 and then the next figure, which is 0. And then O is within your keyboard where you have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay, that is where you have the O. So one is figure, one is letter. So if I come here and I say 2, you see that it automatically appears here because it's summing up here. Okay, and then if I come and put O, you see that my data shows error. Okay, it means that here I have to put 0. Once I put 0, it comes back to normal. Okay, so take note of that. It's very important. Okay, after having shown you that small tips there, when you are here, let's say you are doing your project for the first time. That is why it says new individuals reach this month and for the first time with activity. Let's say you are doing the project for your first time and you want to submit this form to the education cluster. Let's say you reach out to 3 boys, 2 girls, 2 men, and 5 women. Okay, you see that once I put a data here and here, it sums up here. It tells me total children here, boys and girls are summing up here. Once I put men, 2 men, 5 women here, it sums up here as 7. And then the total new individuals, adult plus children, is summing up here because it's taking this total new adult and then summing up with this total new children and then giving me the total here. But I don't want you to pay attention a lot on this. Just make sure you put the data here correctly and automatically it will fill up there. That's what you should know. And then also the next thing you need to take note of is PWD, which says people with disability. It says male people with disability. Let's say we reach out to 2 male people with disability and reach out to 3 female with disability here. You see that the data is also summing up here. It's very, very important. Take very key note of this. Now, one thing I also want to highlight you here before we continue to those with repeated. We are in the new individuals platform now, right here. And I'll just come here quick and show you something. Make sure that the data that you have in here as IDP and the data that you have here as host, when you sum these two data, IDP, host, and returnee, it should be the same with the data that we have under total adults and children. That is if you had data for adults and data for children. But if you had data just for children, it is still okay. Make sure that the data that is in the IDP or refugee or host is equal to the data that you put here. It's very important. Why? Because whether it's an adult, male or female, or children, male, boys, girls, these data must comprise of your host and your IDP. It's very important. If these two data don't match, it means there is a mistake somewhere. Take note of that. It's very, very important when you are putting in data. Those are some of the errors that we got previously. Okay, so now that you have put your data for the new individual here, okay, now if you want to submit this form, it is okay to submit. You can just come here now and say say if it's a 3 months program and it's starting from April, you can say ongoing, and then in the third month when you are submitting this data, you put complete. But if this program is just for 1 month, you can come here and choose complete and tell us that it is completed. If it is suspended, maybe because of some challenges on the ground, you tell us, oh, it is suspended, that is why we did not implement. If it is planned but not funded, you say, oh, this project has been planned but has not been funded. If it is planned and funded, okay, that's fine. You can just indicate and say, hey, we have a project here, it has been planned and funded, but we are still seeing how we can start implementing. It's still okay. So this is something you must take note. And then in terms of the when now, you can come here and put the month, the day, and the year that you started this project, since it's the first time you are submitting, and then tell us when this project will be ending. Maybe it's a 3 months program, like I said. You are going to come here and then put the third month after April, May, June. So the project will be finishing in June. You come here and put June, you put the day, and then you put the year. It might be 6 months project, it might be 12 months project, depending on you. And then here you can also put comments about this project. It's very important. But there's something I want to show you here to take note. I want you to take note here. You see that every data we have put previously, it appears here. It says total reach overall male, total reach overall female, and then it comes here again automatically and sums up here. It says total reach overall new and repeated. Remember, this 12 here is representing just the new data that we have put in, because we have just filled in the new data, new children, because we want to submit in the first month that we did our project. And then also you see here that we have the repeated people with disabilities, male and female. It is blank because we have to put in this information. It is not there yet. Take note. Now if we come back and we want to receive this data from education cluster, we are going to come here and then we consider just this new overall, because that is what you have put in for the first time you are submitting this form. We are also going to come here and then we collect this male people with disability new, female people with disability new, and then we are going to consider that you have 5 people with disability. Okay, let's say you want to submit this form again the next month. Okay, it's a 3 months project, April, May, June, and you want to submit again the next month, maybe April, May. You want to submit again in May. What you are going to do is you are going to go previously what we did, do the same, but you are going to come here now and then remove this data from here from this new, and then you put it inside the repeated. It means you want to repeat these same individuals who were previously in your project in April here. Okay, and then while you remove, you are going to delete everything from here. Okay, you are going to come on the we have under male here, we have 2, and then we have 5 female here for adults. Perfect. And then you come here, delete, you keep this blank. Okay, perfect. And then you come under people with disability new, you remove this from new, 2, 3 here from new, 2 male, 3 female, and you bring it to the repeated here, 2 male, 3 female. Remember that you want to submit now in May. This is the second month, and you are indicating to education cluster that these are the people who previously participated in your project in April, that they are still the ones participating. This way education cluster already knows that, okay, this is the second time you are submitting the project and these are the people who participated previously. This is very, very important. And if you come here now again under our total overall, now our total overall here now is 12 total repeated. Are you seeing now? It says total reach overall new and repeated. Here now we have just repeated because we have submitted in April, May. Now we are submitting now in May in the second month. Are you seeing now? Remember that in April we had the same 12, but it was new, overall new. Okay, now I am assuming that we want to submit now in the last month, June. That's the third month now. In this third month, you are going to continue this data for repeated. Still tell education cluster that, oh, these people are repeated. Are you seeing now? But this is what is going to happen. Some of you might be asking, what if some children may have added? Are you seeing now? If they have added, what you are going to come here, what you are going to do is you are going to indicate to education cluster that this is the last month, June, of our project. So we have maybe one boy who was added, one girl who was added, one male who was added, 0 female adult who was added. Are you seeing now? And then we might say, okay, people with disability, one has added male, another one has added female. And then see what happened to our data now. When you come to our data here now, you see that it shows 15. Why? Because it is summing up now the new individuals and the repeated individuals. Remember that we had 15. So 3 has added, one boy, one girl, and then one male adult. Okay, so it has added here automatically. And then we are going to come now and then collect these repeated individuals with disability, which is 5. And then we are also going to come here again and then collect these individuals with disability again here under this new. It means that now in your project you have 2 new individuals with disability that we are going to collect and then add with these repeated individuals with disability. Okay, and then now since this is June, you are going to come here and you click completed, and then now you are going to write the start of the month and then still write the month that you said it will end, which is June. Okay, this is very important for you to note. I just hope that this is well understood. So this is how we can manage our 5W tool in education cluster. Stay blessed. Thank you all so much. I want to thank the education cluster coordination team and the education cluster strategic advisory group for their amazing work bringing us together to work as a team, and which has been so amazing and has brought a lot of progress so far as education is concerned on the ground. Thank you all so much. Please do remember to go down below the link there, click on the description section. There is a link that you see there. It takes you to the education cluster webpage where you see partners and their projects. And also there's another link there where you can register your organization if you want to be part of the education cluster. Please remember, you have to be on the ground and you have to be legally registered. And remember that once you register, they are going to reach out to you bilaterally to make sure that you are real and also to make sure that you are physically on the ground working. Thank you all so much. I'll only see you again next time when I have something important to share with you. Stay blessed.